It means my mother, it means my aunties, it means my grandmother, it means my great-grandmother, it means all the strong black women that paved the way before me. I try and focus on that because I think so often I can get hyped into centering whiteness in when talking about feminism, like, oh, feminism means these white feminists that exclude me and my voice, when actually, like, I want to lift up the black women that came before me that have not just, like, included my voice, but, like, given me the power to have my voice and made my voice feel valid. So it means black women before me that have, like, paved the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's really real. I was going to say, well, I can say a similar thing in that, for me, a lot of what I'm doing now, and also my academic career, my writing, poetry and otherwise, centers around language. And fashion, I think, is just another one of those languages. And I think feminism, or the way I came about it, was like living in Jamaica and then having like just random children, but like children in the town, come to my aunt's house to like learn how to sew. And then we just had like curtains that were too washed and too worn, and so we used them to make parts of our uniforms. And it's like learning how to craft, or like being in that space and that kinship with other femme and female identified people, and like sharing things like recipes, another kind of language, learning how to cook in those spaces, learning how to craft, learning how to like be a person who listens and is engaged in community, to me is what feminism is, or feminisms are.
I think feminism for me is really to do with my black British culture. It's to do with my upbringing, my what you touched upon. For me, my creativity, my whole idea of being a knitwear designer, the idea of crocheting was a symbolism of who I was and what my family embodied. It was a craft that was brought through all of the women, and for me it embodies strength. And it embodies me as a black British woman today in society, and I use it within my fashion industry to kind of speak messages that I can't necessarily say, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's just an empowerment, and I'm proud to be black British and part of that feminism.
Cool. Yeah, I really like what's been said so far in terms of connecting feminism to the personal kind of experiences rather than just a political standpoint. Similarly, I was raised by, for me it's about the women who raised me. I was raised by my mother and my aunts. I was raised in a women's refuge. I pretty much have been raised by women, and I didn't really have many male role models, for example, so that's where I learned about femininity and my identity, and also my masculinity as well. And for me, I guess feminism is my life, and sometimes it's not. It's a conflicted place, because often our narratives are left out of a kind of a dominant feminism. For example, trans feminisms are usually left out. But it is, for me, it's my life, it's my work, the work that I make, in terms of telling the stories of my grandmother, who was a seamstress, my mother was a seamstress, and that passing down of knowledge. But also that disconnect from history and legacy that we don't often know about in the diaspora, and through migration. So, yeah, feminism for me is a lot of different things, but that connect from me to the people in my life.
Thank you.